This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. Whether you're just starting out or managing a growing brand, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with audience, and sell anything from products to content to time. All in one place, all on your terms. Hey Spuds, it's Jamie, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. If that's on the channel, I don't know, but welcome either way. I'm very glad to have you here. And today we're looking at homophobic memes. Actually, it's anti-LGBT plus memes. They're not just homophobic. These are the memes that are phobic to anybody LGBTQ plus. They could be transphobic, they could be biphobic, they could be homophobic, they could be any kind of LGBTQ plus phobic. I think I've said that already. So let's just get on with it, shall we? If you fly a pride flag in your classroom, you shouldn't be permitted to teach children. Oh my god, there's a comment that says, amen, this should be categorized under child abuse. Are they okay? No, seriously, are people with this opinion okay? Because it really sounds like they're not. This is not an okay opinion to have. This is not the opinion of an okay person. There's nothing wrong or inappropriate about a pride flag. So we have traditional family, and then in the seat behind we have same-sex marriage, pointing a little weapon at traditional family. So same-sex marriage destroys traditional family is what they're saying. Oh, and then behind same-sex marriage we have transgender affirmation. I don't think this is quite the right graphic to use, because they're saying that same-sex marriage already destroyed the traditional family. You know, that's been legal for over a decade in the States now. It's done. Traditional family is gone, destroyed, obliterated by same-sex marriage. And I was like,
transgender affirmation is coming for same-sex marriage.
is this really what they meant? Are they trying to say that trans people are homophobic? Or are they trying to say that trans people are helping in the destruction of the traditional family? Or both? The message is unclear, but whatever message it is out of those ones, wrong and rubbish. Go away, thank you very much. No one has to go along with this weird shit. Right, I don't know what that bottom flag is, because there's lesbian flag, bisexual, the inclusive pride flag, trans, pansexual, asexual. I think that one is gender fluid, and then asexual, non-binary. Let me just check that the ones I think I got right. Let's find out what all these flags are. Yes, gender fluid, and the other one is that I wasn't so sure on. That's asexual. Yes, so what's this one? Agender. Okay, so we've got lesbian, bisexual, pride flag, trans flag, pan, asexual, gender fluid, agender, non-binary. What is the bottom one? Oh, it looks like trigender pride. Okay, figured it out. I've not seen that one before. So no one has to go along with this weird shit. Like, you don't have to do it. If you don't like the idea of trans people, you don't have to be trans. If you don't like gay marriage, don't get gay married. But it's just a request to not take away rights from people and not be an arsehole. And I think that's very reasonable. If you don't want to accept me as a trans person, that is your personal choice, but it doesn't give you a right to then take away my rights. There's a difference. There's a difference between having an opinion and weaponizing an opinion to be a dick. Have it, don't weaponize it. Seen our hashtag Pride of Scott rail train yet? Don't worry if not, it'll be wearing this design until it needs repainted in 2029. Oh wow. I take it you'll also be painting one in straight colours, or will we be discriminated against? I swear, people who've never known anything but privilege in their life are like,
oh, other people are gonna have the same level as rights as me? No, that infringes upon my life.
Straight people aren't punched in the face for holding hands with their life partner, nor are they executed in other countries simply for being straight. Please educate yourself on the matter before commenting such nonsense. Yes, please. A trans kid and unicorn. The problem is, neither exists. Trans kids are regular kids with shitty parents. Do you know what I think makes a shitty parent? A parent who has conditional love for their child, and so wouldn't love their child if their child was LGBT plus or disabled or didn't follow the exact same life path as them, didn't follow the same religion as them. I think that is what makes a shitty parent, because trans kids absolutely do exist, and denying the existence of trans kids to me means I really hope that you're not having kids just on the off chance that one of them might be trans. They do not deserve a shitty parent like you who believes that they're not real. So if you were any good at being trans, people wouldn't misgender you. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't get an A star on my trans exam. It wasn't multiple choice. But cis people get misgendered as well. Like,
if you were any good at being cis, you wouldn't be misgendered.
Misgendering is not a trans specific thing. It can be a lot more loaded for trans people. It can be more frequent for trans people, more common for trans people, but it is not a trans exclusive experience. Although it's often a trans exclusive experience for that misgendering to be weaponized and used as a form of discrimination. I mean, that would be like going to a cis woman who's more masculine and with short hair and who sometimes gets read as a man being like,
if you were any good at being a woman.
and that's very dangerous territory, which is why transphobia is so intertwined with misogyny. There's multiple other reasons, but like there is a high chance if you find a transphobe, they will also be misogynistic. Whether they know it or not, whether they want to accept it or not is another matter, but there will be misogynistic views in there. Also, I'm sorry, why did they use Glinda the Good Witch for a anti-LGBT plus meme? It's not a good choice. Are you two friends? Biologists? No. Transphobes? Yes. So wait, transphobes think that they are friends with science? Oh no, they are coming at things from very opposite directions. One is logical and based on evidence and facts and looking at the world and taking the world in. And the other, transphobia, is based on ignorance and closed-mindedness and lies and ignoring the science and ignoring the truth. I would go so far as to say that transphobes and biologists and science in general and logic in general are very much enemies. Oh my god, somewhere sells stickers that says there is no such thing as a trans child. The fact that this is a sticker that is designed to look like a kind of old-fashioned stereotypical girl child is another example of how transphobia and misogyny are best friends. That's really what the other meme should have said, because when it comes to trans men, they're entirely forgotten, aside from when it comes to like young girls chopping off healthy breasts. That's what you hear so much. When it comes to like surgeries and bodily autonomy, that's when trans men are discussed. That's when the transphobia comes directly towards trans men, and that's when there's a control over trans men specifically with what they do with their bodies, and there's a disgust with what they do with their bodies during transition. And you don't see the same disgust from transphobes towards trans women with medical transition. Where that comes in is just saying that they're not women and saying that, oh no, a woman must be boiled down to her body parts and reproductive organs. And there you see it. This is not about helping children. This is not about women's rights. This is actually all about controlling women and defining women based on very reductive things. That's all it is when people use those types of arguments within transphobia. Mum with a narcissistic need for attention. Puberty blockers. Being fed to her autistic kid. These memes keep getting worse. It's the same as like,
Trans kids don't exist, they just have shitty parents. Just a normal kid with a shitty parent.
if you take a stereotypical boy child, cis boy child, and you try and force him to wear a dress and go by a girl's name, that's going to be noticed by people. He is going to hard reject that. These are behaviors that kids show and pick up without that parental influence. It starts coming in after parents do all of the clothing when they're like newborn and really, really young. It's when kids gain that little bit of autonomy to show what interests they have, to show what kind of clothes they want to wear, to show the group they want to be friends with, to verbally explain how they feel, how they want to be referred, even if they don't understand why yet. It's very much child-led, and going to clinics is very much child-led. Children are not force-fed puberty blockers. They are able to socially transition. Even when puberty blockers were available to people in the UK and the US, it was very rare to get them because of the amount of hoops that young trans people have to jump through to prove themselves to the medical professionals. Despite the fact that puberty blockers are a safe medication, they are a reversible medication, they were a highly monitored medication, they are a medication that is still now given to cis kids with precocious puberty. So there's not an issue with the medication, there's an issue with helping trans kids. They were very rarely prescribed, even when they were able to be prescribed. A vast majority of trans kids become trans adults whilst trying to pursue gender affirming care. It's just baffling to me. And then transphobes complain about like, oh,
Young people are having surgeries.
I was 18 when I had top surgery, and if I'd had access to puberty blockers, I wouldn't have had to have it, and that would have been a lot safer for me. But no, we're going to just deny trans people necessary care that all of the major medical boards approve. How ridiculous. Dr. Zeus, if you're born with a dick, you are not a chick. This is just the oldest joke in the book. Yeah, sure, we just define people by this one part of their anatomy. Okay, that's not reductive at all. Just taking a break as a little palate cleanser to the homophobic and transphobic memes to bring you something a little bit more positively pride-filled. Let me tell you about my latest business venture. Oh yeah, it's my Pride and LGBT plus themed Pride Pasta Restaurant. I'm opening a very real and not at all made up, and it's going to be a genuine restaurant. Yeah. You heard of Pride Flags? Now it's time for Pride Farfalle. Brace yourselves for the puns. You're going to roll your eyes. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Welcome to my restaurant. You can only live once. Trans tortellini? We've got it. Gay gnocchi? Yes. Lesbian linguine? Of course. Bisexual bucatini? Absolutely. Pansexual penne? You betcha. Asexual angel hair? There aren't many pastas beginning with A. I'm sorry, asexuals. You get angel hair. We've got loads of the angel hair. You get the idea. And remember, no pasta is straight once cooked. Not even spaghetti. And my pasta dreams would not have been able to come true without the help of Squarespace. Thank you, Squarespace, for sponsoring today's video. The all-in-one website design platform where the pasta abilities are endless. Like my supply of pasta. Oh yeah. Squarespace's cutting-edge design tools will make you smile. That one was a bit of a reach. Meaning anyone can build a unique website that matches your brand, business, or any idea you might have. You can use Squarespace's Blueprint AI, their AI-enhanced website builder, to help you create a fully customized website quickly and easily. And when you're running a very real, very genuine Pride-themed pasta restaurant, being able to book people in to consume that Pride pasta is very important. And Squarespace's built-in scheduling allowed me to do this. They also offer totally amazing email marketing tools, online payments, and on-brand invoicing, helping you offer whatever service you might want and get paid on time. Squarespace also allowed me to showcase all of my amazing pasta across the website. Who doesn't want to wave a trans tortellini around? That asset library means I can alone upload, organize, and access all of my pasta-themed content from one place. You'll be able to manage all your delicious files from one central hub and use them across the Squarespace platform. Shabranai's actual Squarespace website was minestrone super easy and fun to make and not going anywhere. Squarespace gave us the freedom to get creative, link our social media platforms, and show off our podcast 1-800-DRAMA. To get started yourself, go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, and if you want to save yourself a pretty penny, go to squarespace.com/Jammidodger to save 10% on your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you very much for listening. Now let's get back to the memes. Nick Frost disables comments on Harry Potter post after backlash to HBO casting. People aren't impressed. You need to really ask yourself why any particularly established actor, adult established actor, would want to be involved in the new Harry Potter series. Why? And then when they are, there is no denying that once they do things like disable comments, they cannot say that they're not aware of the issues that are going on and why people would be unhappy with their involvement and promotion of this. It is something that should not be happening. J.K. Rowling is not somebody who should continue to be supported. We should not be sharing and doing new things and financially giving to Harry Potter anymore. You have stuff at home, you still want to enjoy it privately, you do you. But to give her money is to give her money to take away trans rights. So enjoy it, Nick Frost. I do not think it's going to age well at all for any of the actors involved. I am a red-blooded heterosexual man. Nothing scares me. I ain't no goddamn snowflake. You can't trigger me, no sir. Pronouns in bio. Yeah, the pronouns in the bio do it. It's really interesting how bigots are so like, oh,
Snowflakes. Oh, the woke generation. Oh, they're so triggered easily by everything. Oh, pronouns in the bio. Let me go cry in a corner and do some angry tweeting.
talk about sensitive. Okay, this one is about transphobia, not transphobic in itself. So we have a trans person just using the toilet, and then we've got a transphobe TERF sliding under the door. Why do you insist on invading the privacy of women? Perfectly sums up the whole attitude of TERFs. Like, why do you want to share a bathroom with someone who is obsessed with what's in your pants? Why? It's just really bizarre behavior. Just be concerned about yourself and move on. People just want to use the toilet, okay? The pronoun bullshit is finally going away. That was silly. Tweeted by Elon Musk in April 2025, like 10 days ago. 80 million views. What does he think is happening with the pronouns? Where are the pronouns going to? Are they going to the moon because they're so fed up with all the bullshit from bigots? I would not blame them. We accept all identities. Like, before you even look at the comic, you know it's going to be phobic by the way they draw LGBT plus people, because it's always done in this exaggerated way where they kind of pick examples examples and they put together an idea of a trans person that they find the most horrifying. So with like the trans woman with the padding under her chest and stubble and a receding hairline, and then the visible scars and shirtlessness of a trans mass person, and then I'm assuming a furry, because obviously we can't expect bigots to respect furries. So they say that to someone who then says, I identify as normal, and then they all look fed up. Of course they look fed up, because you're not normal just because you're cis and straight. That's implying that you are better than, that you are the regular. Although I don't know why you'd want to be normal. It's overrated. Just be you. And if you feel a deep pressure to shout to everybody that you're normal, then maybe you're the problem. Then gay rights. Now, trans rights later. I think it is disgusting that this happens at the frequency it does, that LGBT plus people are labelled this so frequently simply for being LGBT plus. It is a very separate thing. It is something that is not to do with the LGBT plus community, is not synonymous with the LGBT plus community, and rights in this sense are not something that the LGBT plus community are advocating to happen at any point. Being gay and being trans is not the same at all, and people who conflate the two are disgusting. Both sides make some good points. What's that? LGBT plus people and bigots. Effing Nazi bigot. You're right. Yeah, thanks. Why are you siding with the bad guys? This is because people take it so personally when they're said, oh, it's not a debate. Gay rights, trans rights, they're not up for debate. They're human rights. And if you are standing in the middle, there becomes a point in fights for rights within society that sitting on the fence and being on the middle and being like,
I can see this from both sides,
is actually on the side of the people doing the oppressing, which is the bigots in this scenario. So of course that's going to be hurtful to LGBT plus people, because you are not helping them by being in the middle, but you are helping the bigots because you are giving them legitimacy in what they're saying as somebody who is also claiming to not be directly anti-LGBT plus. So they think that there's that tie there where it's okay and it's valid for them to be homophobic and transphobic and hateful towards LGBTQ plus people, because there are these people in the middle that are like,
I don't, it's fine. I'm just gonna stand in the middle. We just get for friends. I know the bigots want all your rights taken away, but can't you just, hug and make up?
it doesn't work like that. So it's not that you're being pushed because LGBT plus people are overreacting. It's that you'd have been called out and said, well, being in the middle is siding with oppressors, because this is not a debate. This is not about sides. This is about right and wrong and what is objectively morally shitty to do, and that's be a bigot. And if you can see good in that, and if you can see correctness in that, then you're clearly not pro-LGBT plus, and the likelihood is that you're saying you can see good on both sides and you're in the middle because you are too scared to be labelled a bigot, but you are one. So go, chill out, be with the bigots. Pride parades are a fight for LGBT rights. What rights do you think you're lacking? There is no error message when an LGBT plus person is asked, what rights do you think LGBT plus people are lacking? You can get married as a cis straight person in every country. Gay marriage is not legal everywhere. In some countries, it's literally illegal by punishment that can get incredibly severe and be things like prison and worse just for being gay, just for being trans. There are places where trans people have zero access to gender affirming care, have zero rights in terms of changing their legal gender, changing their documentation, legal rights to accessing the same things that cis straight people can access. And there is a vast amount of discrimination still in society against LGBT plus people. So there are most definitely rights that cis straight people have in terms of marriage and living freely and being themselves and having healthcare access because they're cis straight, that LGBT plus people don't have because they're LGBT plus. Sex is a religion today like Christianity. It has many denominations that go by LGBTQ, etc. It has sacraments like baptism, only they call it coming out. It has evangelists they call activists. It has communion they call STDs. It has churches they call them clubs. It has curriculum they call it corn. And with the help of Disney, politicians and silent Christians, oh, all you silent Christians, they have been strategically launching their kids ministry as well. This person is not okay. Whoever wrote this, not doing good. Very hate-filled, very misinformed. absolutely speeding down the wrong train track. Oh dear God. LGBT. The LGBT is not sexualizing your children. No, well, look at this. One, that outfit is not sexual at all. And I've literally seen like Halloween costumes that are scarier, more revealing, more outrageous than this, that kids are very happily exposed to by straight people. Two, we can never trust these images for not being photoshopped. Although I think if this were photoshopped, they could have picked something far worse. And it's the cis straight people shouting that drag queens are inappropriate and LGBT plus topics and people are inappropriate to children that then have t-shirts like this. Like that is actually very, very inappropriate. So yeah, I think the bigots are hypocrites, you know. Video game devs then. I'm going to create something fun and innovative. Hand-holding is for babies. Okay. Video game devs now. Heard I'm gonna insert my forced in politics and make all characters gay. A rainbow. I mean, like, that's The Last of Us 2, I believe, which is set in Seattle, and I would not be surprised to find a rainbow crosswalk. Pride flags, and there are literally pride flags out in the world. If they're making a game that is built on a real city or a real world environment, it's not unfathomable that there would be multiple pride flags come up. Black Lives Matter, nothing to do with being gay. You're just also showing yourself off as a racist. And then, yeah, gay people exist in the world. Oh my God, shocker. Bigot. They don't like development in the world. LGB looking fed up carrying the TQ is working surprisingly well, not on like a majority scale, but so many LGB cis people, again, minority, but more than is comfortable, are like being pick-me's and siding with the right wing, siding with the transphobia, because they somehow think that the transphobic, homophobic, racist, misogynistic bigots like them. They don't like you. You're just a tool to legitimize their transphobia a bit more right now. And then as soon as they move on to the next group, which if you're gay will probably be you, then you're dispensable and they don't like you. You're just useful right now. Especially transphobic trans people. Ew, horrific. Go speak to somebody. Go make some friends. You don't need to side with the bigots to have a community. Maybe some of them do now, because I can imagine trans people not being very welcoming to certain transphobic trans people. Yeah, no, this is not the case. History is literally being rewritten about trans people in history, and like the Q means queer. The Q is like an umbrella term. It doesn't necessarily mean trans people. Some people who are cis and gay will prefer to use the term queer. Okay, they're now kicking and screaming. The transgender song to the tune of "If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands." Again, on the note, like, do you know, if an LGBT plus person did this and had words like penis and nutsack in a song that is for kids, they would be called some very, very inappropriate things. But no, it's okay when you're cis and you're straight and you do it and you're doing it in the name of bigotry. The transgender song, I'm not going to sing it to the tune, but it's basically, if a person has a penis, he's a man. Again, if he doesn't want to lose it, even though he doesn't use it. If a person has a penis, he's a man. If a person has a nutsack, he's a man. Again, he can tuck it to conceal it, let it dangle and reveal it. If a person has a nutsack, he's a man. If he amputates his bits, he's still a man. If grows a pair of tits, he's still a man. If the chromosomes are Y, he will always be a guy. If he isn't born a woman, he's a man. This is terrible, but I remember there was a video that I reacted to that was like these two people who are supporters of a well-known TERF in the UK singing a transphobic song to the tune of a famous song. I think it was from Cabaret, which I haven't watched, but a lot of people in the comments were calling out the irony of it. I kind of want to hear them do this, because that rendition was so hilariously awful. If I pretended that people like that don't actually cause damage to the trans community, it was incredibly funny. Not that they meant it to be funny. I was laughing at them for sure. But yeah, I'd love to hear them do a rendition of this. I don't understand why bigots are so desperate to literally define people by their genitals, by their chromosomes that you can't even see. So is it because of the penis or is it because of the chromosome? Because you can have people that have a Y chromosome but were never born with a penis, and you can have people who were born with a penis but don't have a Y chromosome. So yeah, it's a bit contradictory, which is what happens with bigotry, because there's no logic to it. Hey kid, want a gender lollipop? Yum. Groomer, cloak of invisibility. Oh Groomer wear, I don't see nothing. This is again with the gay rights, trans rights, and other rights just lumping together and thinking that LGBT plus is synonymous with being predatory towards children. And it's just a very like old-fashioned, misguided, bigoted argument that was used by homophobes. And it's like, it never died, but it's definitely having a resurgence in recent times. And now trans people are kind of being grouped in with being labeled that as well a lot more. The irony that you've made this comic to literally highlight LGBT plus people under this label, unfairly under this label, but then said that they can use their LGBT plusness to be invisible and be forgiven. You've literally proved that that doesn't happen, because you have meant that it would be a cis straight cloak of invisibility that would mean they'd get away with it, and the fact that they're LGBT plus would mean they are more likely to be accused because you're literally accusing them. Like, it's just dumb. Look, a UFO must be a powerful alien. Oh, kind and wise alien, what is your wisdom? Trans rights. Oh, hell yes. Okay, so like a cute little trans comic, and it was posted on the Left Can't meme with the title, "What are the chances an alien would speak English?" Also, now they want to be based in reality and logic. What are the chances that an alien would come to planet Earth? What are the chances that are aliens? What are the chances that spaceships look like that? What are the chances that the alien is actually just perfectly looks like a cat from planet Earth? The talking is the last point I would get to. But sure, if you really need to clutch at straws so badly to say that you don't like the fact that a pro-trans comic was made, you do that, yes. Do you know, on that note, and it's feeling very necessary right now because I need a nap after those memes, that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for sticking with me. If you have, if you'd like to give a thumbs up and subscribe, but no pressure, and also no pressure if you want to go check out my Patreon, you can do. I really appreciate any support over there. It helps me continue creating content. So if you want to go check it out, the link is in the description box, and up the side you can see the names of some of my Patreons there. So if you want to be involved in that, then you can go check it out. And I just want to also say a massive shout out and thank you to my top tier Patreons: Chloe, Night Soul, Jill B, Nesta, Sugar Joe, Ioana Balash, Eldon K, Rye Loves Rory, The Third Hatman, Jaden Cricket, Max Makes Mods, and River Champagne. Guess massive thank you. It all helps me so much. Yeah, that's it for the video. If you want to go join in the comments, you can do down below. And don't forget to go check out Squarespace for yourself. Maybe you want to set up a Pride Pasta restaurant. I don't know. Much love. See you next time. Bye.